Okay, in this video, I have a little bee floating up and down, and we're going to add a little bit more character to him by adjusting the curves, okay? We're going to add some rotation and an eye blink. And this is more of a cutout style animation, so let's go ahead and get started. And the way I like to work in OpenToonz is I like to have this combo viewer in my main window, my dope sheet with customized hotkeys up here, and then also a studio palette, level palette, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I do have a video on how to set these up. I've created my own room called Tony's Room, but I've kept all the default rooms that OpenToonz comes with. And some of them I've just kind of modified just a little, but I really don't use most of these. I mainly just use the one I created. But today we are going to use the animation room, which houses the function editor. But you can always create a new room and add the function editor, or in your main room, you can just come up here to Windows, Function Editor, and you can dock it wherever you want, or you can just let it float on like a separate window. But this is what we're going to be looking at today, okay? So the way I have this character set up, let me scoot this over, is he's in different parts. So I have the stinger, I have the antennas, I have the body, and I have the eyes and the mouth. The wings are on a separate column, the front legs and the back legs. And I just drew both of those together. Like you could separate the arms or the legs if you wanted to, but I just have them on one column for this example. On the body, I have everything just kind of moving up and down. And I have three keys, a key set at 1, 28, and then I copied the first key down to 58. And I'm just using the animate tool up here and the position. Okay. But we're going to add some rotation. And on the wings, I'm switching from one drawing to the second drawing, back to the first drawing, and then I'm just repeating that over and over on ones, okay? And it makes it looks like it's flapping really fast. And on the stinger, I have it rotating, and I have the center right at the base of the stinger, and the stinger is just kind of rotating, okay? And the same with the arms and legs and antennas. They're just kind of rotating with his motion. Let's get into the body, okay? Adding a little bit more character to the body. So let's come over here and make sure we're on our body column. We're going to go to our animation room. And if, like I said, if you don't see this function editor, just come up here to Window and Function Editor. And also, we want to make sure we see our curves. So if you don't see your curves, you might need to click this little button right here, which is Open Function Curve Editor. And then you should see the curves for your character. And if you still don't see them, it might be because we don't have the right thing selected over here. So I'm going to come over here to the right, and you see these folders, and these are all of the columns that we've created, all of these different parts. And if you click on a folder, it selects everything in that folder and the folder. If you click it again, it deselects it. Okay, and so we want to make sure that we are on the body column, and I've named it right up here, BDY. So I'm going to come down here, column 4. I'm going to click it twice to open it and then deselect everything. And now let's go to the rotation right here. I'm just going to click it once. And so right now I have two keys for the rotation, the starting and the ending. Okay, and if you don't see these keys, you can come right up here and just set a key. You just press this and it will set a key for that rotation, okay? And so as he comes down, I want to rotate his body slightly up like this, and you see our curve start to bend right here, okay? And that's that motion I just set. And so if I exaggerate that, you see him come bend way up like that, okay? I'll move that back down. And right now it's kind of rigid. And that's because if we go up here to File, Preferences, Animation, we can see our default interpolation is ease in, ease out. Okay. And I'll show you how to, we can change that here, but I'm going to show you how to change it in your function editor. Okay. So let's just get kind of the motion we want. And let's have him drag down like this as he comes back up. Okay. And if that's too much, you can just move this curve. You don't have to come up here and reanimate him. Okay. We can do a lot of this with these curves right here. Okay, I'm going to move that one down. Okay, so now on this curve, I'm going to right click it and go to speed in, speed out, and it'll give me these little handles. And I'm going to go to this one, speed in, speed out, and this one, speed in and speed out. Okay, and now we can manipulate his rotation just by moving these handles. Like if I make this one kind of wonky, he's going to dip down and then whoop, really quickly rotate back. Do you see that from that right there? I'm going to undo that. And if you need to, you can select your key and right click and unlink handles. And this will allow you to manipulate each handle separately. Okay. So I want to gradually come up into this key right here. Let's let it save real quick. It's a good idea to save often in case OpenToonz crashes. So I'm going to select this key and just move this handle slightly up to try to get a nice flow into that curve. And I'm going to do the same over here. I'm just going to pull this handle down. So when it comes out, so this is a looping animation, okay? So let's hit play. And you feel it rotating? And we could even add more up and down on the y-axis. So let's click rotation once to deselect it. And let's go to Y right here. Okay, let's select it. And so this is his path on the y-axis. So if I want him to come down further, I can just drag this key down like this. See how he's getting lower on the screen? And now I can hit play and he'll really kind of dip down. Okay. So let's click that again and go back to, actually, let's keep that selected and select rotation because I want to see how these keys are working together. Okay, so I think on the rotation, let's find the rotation. I think I want to scoot this key over a bit. And I'm going to scoot this one over a bit. Okay, now let's hit play. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, so let's go back to our main room and hit play. And now let's add a blink in here, okay? And so if we go to our eyes column and we start going through the frames, right when he hits the bottom, boom, I want to blink right here, okay? And so if I go to frame, oh, let's say 29, I want to draw some new eyes that are closed. And so what I'm going to do is reuse my brushes that I created on the body column. Okay, so if I go to the body, I have an ink brush, yellow, white, and black. And I'm going to select these little dots right here, this little dotted grid, click and hold down and drag it up to project palette and let go. And now it says body under project palette. So now anytime I open this project, I can reuse these brushes. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to our eyes and I'm gonna drag this body palette down to the eyes. And I already had one earlier, so I'm just gonna right click and delete that one. Okay, so now this is the exact same body palette that we see here, but now this is for this column. So now we can choose ink, and we can come down here to frame 29, and we can start drawing our new eyes. Okay, select the yellow and get the paint bucket tool and make sure we're on normal and areas, and we're just going to fill this in yellow like that. And so now he can blink whenever we want. Okay. Okay, so now if you see, if we go frame by frame, boop, he blinks at 29, but now we need the eyes to come back open. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to frame 32, double click, and hit 1 and enter, and his eyes will pop back open at 32. But you see from 2 on, it's holding frame 2, okay? So what I'm going to do is lock my other layers like this, so I don't accidentally adjust them. And then go back to the eyes, and I'm going to delete all of these frames and select one and grab this handle and just drag it down like this. Okay. So now if we go to frame 1 and hit play, he should blink at 29. Boop. Okay. And so now that he has more motion, I want to manipulate the arms a little bit more. I want to get them to rotate down because they're just kind of really stiff. So let's come over here to the arms, unlock that column, and just see where we're at. So let's come over here to animation, and we will close that folder and click it to deselect it. We want to go to arms. I'm going to click it again to deselect everything. We want to go to rotation. Okay, so let's just grab this and see where we're at. Okay, so I kind of want the arms to kick out right in here. So let's see what this feels like. Okay, and I'm going to click this key, right click, reset handles, just so everything's really starting out clean. Okay, let's just hit play. Okay, so coming out of the first frame, I kind of want the arms to drag back this direction a little, and then they come forward. Let's kind of overshoot that one. And then this is going to come into that first frame like that. So let's hit play. Okay, and I like it. So let's do the same with the legs. So let's click that and close it and go to legs. Click it to deselect everything and go to rotation. And let's see if we can get the legs to do the same thing. Oh, okay. So I'm going to change these to speed in, speed out. So I can manipulate the handles. I'm going to drag the legs. And then the legs are going to come forward. And so let's just exaggerate and just see, let's just push it. And now go back. Okay, let's hit play. Whee! Okay. That's definitely way too far on those legs, right? So let's pull back. Can always pull back. And if you don't like something, change it. Okay, if it's not feeling right, change it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's our little bee with a little bit more character. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and until next time, happy animating, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.